Aging is one of the most natural experiences in the human journey, yet often feels mysterious, as though the body is quietly rewriting itself while we're still trying to read the earlier chapters. When we talk about healthy aging, especially in the context of food and nutrition, we are speaking about how to support a body that has spent decades working for us, adapting to challenges, recovering from illness, learning, moving, and simply waking up for a new day. The human body is not a machine that breaks down predictably. It is a living landscape, full of cells that speak to each other in chemical whispers, tissues that remember every physical demand placed upon them, and organs that respond to our choices with astonishing sensitivity. In this landscape, food is not merely fuel. It is information. Each bite sends signals into this living system, and the body responds, reshapes, repairs, and sometimes reconsiders its own processes based on the messages we provide. When we reach the later decades of life, the language of the body becomes more delicate. Hormonal shifts change how nutrients are processed. The gastrointestinal system becomes more sensitive, sometimes less efficient at absorbing what it needs. Muscle mass naturally declines, a process known as sarcopenia, and bones gradually lose density, making fragility a companion we must acknowledge. The immune system responds more slowly. Inflammation tends to linger, and the brain, wise as it is, becomes more careful in how it uses energy. Nutrition at this stage is not about dieting or achieving an ideal shape. It is about nurturing the intricate biological symphony that allows us to continue living with clarity, strength, and dignity. Many seniors express a sense of nostalgia for the days when they could eat whatever they wished, and metabolism would handle the consequences quietly. But the body is not betraying us as we age. It is simply more transparent. It tells the truth more quickly. If we eat food high in processed sugars, the body reacts with sharper spikes in glucose and more prolonged fatigue afterwards. If we skip meals, the muscles feel it sooner. If we eat too little protein, strength slips away quietly but consistently. This honesty is not an enemy. It is a guide. It allows us to respond intentionally and compassionately to our own needs. Fiber, a nutrient that is not digested in the traditional sense, but still plays a critical role in health. Fiber becomes increasingly important as the digestive system becomes more sensitive with age. Many seniors struggle with constipation, irregularity, or a general feeling of heaviness after meals. Fiber, particularly from whole fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and legumes, provides a gentle internal rhythm that encourages regular movement in the intestines. More than this, fiber feeds the gut microbiome, the vast community of microorganisms that live in the digestive tract and influence everything from immunity to mood. Research increasingly shows that a diverse and thriving microbiome contributes to clearer thinking, more stable emotions, and stronger immune responses. Eating a wide array of plant foods becomes a form of communication with these microscopic partners. Each color of vegetable, each type of fruit, each grain offers a different kind of nourishment. A plate filled with color, deep greens, bright reds, gentle yellows, reflects not just beauty but diversity of nutrients, antioxidants, and phytonutrients that help the body manage oxidative stress, the cellular equivalent of gradual weathering. Oxidative stress increases with age, partly because mitochondria, the powerhouses of our cells, produce more reactive oxygen species over time. Foods rich in antioxidants help the body neutralize these molecules before they cause cellular damage. Berries, leafy greens, turmeric, ginger, tomatoes, and even dark chocolate in moderation provide compounds that act like shields for the cells. Seniors who include these foods often notice subtle differences. Clearer skin, better recovery after activity, or simply a quieter sense of vitality. Hydration, though often overlooked, is another cornerstone of healthy aging. As we grow older, the sensation of thirst becomes less pronounced, even while the body still requires water for virtually every process: circulation, digestion, temperature regulation, and cognitive function. Dehydration in seniors often expresses itself not as thirst but as fatigue, dizziness, or confusion. Water is a gentle companion that supports every organ quietly. Soups, herbal teas, fruits with high water content like melons and oranges, and even broth-based meals can help maintain hydration without requiring large quantities of plain water. The key is consistency. A sip every hour is far more effective than a large intake once or twice a day. Then there's the role of vitamins and minerals, the micronutrients that orchestrate countless chemical reactions. Vitamin D and calcium, for instance, are inseparable allies in maintaining bone strength. As skin becomes less efficient at converting sunlight into vitamin D, diet becomes increasingly important. Fatty fish, fortified plant milks, fortified cereals, and eggs can help fill the gap. Calcium from dairy products, tofu, almonds, and leafy greens provide the raw material that bones require. When both nutrients are present in the right amounts, the body becomes more effective at preserving bone structure and reducing the risk of fractures. Magnesium, often overlooked, assists in muscle relaxation, nerve function, sleep quality, and even blood sugar balance. Foods like nuts, seeds, legumes, whole grains, and cocoa provide this quiet but essential mineral. Seniors who consume magnesium-rich foods frequently describe a subtle improvement in sleep or reduced nighttime leg cramps, those sudden tightening sensations that can interrupt rest. And then there's potassium, a mineral that supports heart rhythm, fluid balance, and nerve function. Bananas, potatoes, avocados, tomatoes, and leafy greens provide abundant potassium. Incorporating these foods can help maintain stable blood pressure, a significant concern among older adults. Healthy fats also become increasingly important with age. The brain, nearly 60% fat by weight, relies on specific fatty acids to maintain its structure and communication networks. Omega-3 fatty acids, found in fish like salmon, sardines, and mackerel, as well as flax seeds, chia seeds, and walnuts, support cognitive function and may help slow age-related cognitive decline. These fats also reduce inflammation throughout the body, easing joint discomfort and supporting cardiovascular health. When seniors include a few servings of these foods weekly, the benefits often extend beyond physical health. Many report improvements in mental clarity, emotional steadiness, and general well-being. In contrast, reducing certain types of fats is equally important. Saturated fats and trans fats, commonly found in processed meats, baked goods, and fried foods, contribute to inflammation and restrict the flexibility of blood vessels. When inflammation becomes a chronic companion, it sets the stage for many age-related conditions, cardiovascular disease, arthritis, cognitive decline. Choosing oils like olive oil or avocado oil instead of butter or margarine becomes an act of self-care rather than restriction. Carbohydrates, too, deserve thoughtful consideration. The goal is not elimination but refinement. Whole grains, brown rice, quinoa, oats, barley, release energy steadily, keeping blood sugar stable and supporting sustained energy. Refined carbohydrates, on the other hand, offer quick spikes in energy followed by crashes that can feel more dramatic in older adults. Stable blood sugar is a gift to the entire body, especially the brain, which relies heavily on glucose for fuel. When energy is steady, mood and cognition often feel steadier too. Beyond individual nutrients, the rhythm of eating matters. Many seniors unintentionally undereat, not because of lack of food, but because appetite naturally declines with age. Medications may alter taste, digestion may slow, or the simple routines of cooking may feel burdensome. Yet the body still requires nourishment. Small, frequent meals can support metabolism, enhance energy, and maintain muscle mass. A modest mid-morning snack, perhaps yogurt with seeds or a piece of fruit with nuts, can prevent fatigue later in the day. A light evening meal that includes protein, vegetables, and healthy fats can support nighttime recovery and reduce discomfort. Taste itself changes with age. The taste buds responsible for detecting sweetness, sourness, and bitterness become less sensitive, while the sense of smell, crucial for flavor, often fades slowly. As a result, seniors sometimes gravitate towards sweeter foods or salter foods to compensate. But too much salt can raise blood pressure, and too much sugar can disrupt energy balance. Herbs and spices offer a beautiful alternative. Basil, rosemary, turmeric, cumin, garlic, and lemon zest add depth and complexity without burdening the body. They awaken the palate gently, bringing interest back to meals that might otherwise feel bland. Eating mindfully becomes more valuable as we age. When we slow down, taste each bite, and observe how our body responds, we develop an intuitive understanding of what nourishes us. This mindful approach often leads seniors to discover that certain foods energize them while others weigh them down. The body speaks clearly when we listen. There is also the emotional dimension of eating. For many seniors, food is intertwined with memory, meals shared with loved ones, cultural traditions, celebrations. Healthy aging does not require abandoning these. Blood sugar management is another vital concern. As we age, our cells may become less responsive to insulin, the hormone that escorts glucose into the cells. This insulin resistance can lead to higher levels of glucose circulating in the bloodstream. Balanced meals that include protein, fiber, and healthy fats help slow the absorption of sugar and prevent sharp spikes. Simple changes, like pairing fruit with yogurt or nuts instead of eating alone, can make a profound difference. The sensory experience of food carries its own significance. The warmth of soup, the crispness of fresh vegetables, the sweetness of ripe fruit. These sensations bring comfort, grounding, and even joy. Eating is not simply a biological requirement. It is a ritual that connects us to the present moment. Seniors who engage their senses during meals often find renewed pleasure in eating and enhanced awareness of how food supports their body. Cooking itself can be therapeutic. Even simple actions, chopping vegetables, stirring a pot, seasoning a dish, create a sense of agency and creativity. For seniors who enjoy cooking, this process becomes a form of meditation, a gentle routine that provides structure. For those who find cooking difficult, simplifying the process, perhaps using pre-cut vegetables, slow cookers, or batch cooking methods, can make nourishing meals accessible without overwhelming effort. There is also value in considering how the digestive system evolves. Stomach acid tends to decrease with age, affecting how well we break down protein and absorb certain nutrients like vitamin B12. Seniors who feel fullness early or notice reduced appetite may benefit from smaller meals with concentrated nutrition. Fermented foods like yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, or kimchi can support digestion by providing beneficial bacteria that assist in nutrient absorption. Vitamin B12 deserves special attention because its absorption decreases with age. This vitamin supports nerve function, red blood cell production, and cognitive health. Seniors who include fortified cereals